Hello, welcome back to this week's new 26. Now, these next two videos are going to come out in rapid order because I'm extremely late. And there's a reason for that, primarily because the new Call of Duty has me ensnared. And also, with these Funny Life episodes, there's not a lot of depth. Is good. We have a little bit of things to discuss, but these are pretty much straight shot reviews. So, on to the next straight shot. Cat, a Catpolyase-Meow. Boy, they love their writing conventions. In this episode, we are introduced to a friend of Fluttershy's, or supposed friend, named Bubbles. He's a cat, and he's as blunt as a hammer. Literally. That's his whole gimmick. He's blunt and very straightforward to a mean spirited sort. And his meanness gets overglossed by Bubbles doing an occasional nice thing or handing out a gift. But eventually, Fluttershy sees right through it. And when Bubbles takes off to get a new friend, Bubbles doesn't really explain himself. Saying if you don't like me as I am when I'm mean, you don't like me when I'm good. Now, much like last week's Rainbow Dash episode had to deal with gaslighting, this is also another further extension. This is what you call fair weather friending. When a friend acts like a friend, when everything is nice, or they act nice to be your friend but are genuinely jerks. In other words, a closet wannabe friend with all the telltale signs of which. And yes, this is the first episode in which Fluttershy gets to show off how different she is here from her growth and shrinking abilities to kind of how she handles problems here in Funny Life. It's a great highlight episode. Plus, I would be remiss without bringing up that this is the first episode with Spike in it. Now, Spike is voiced by Peter New. If that voice name is familiar to you, it should. He was the voice of Big Mac in the FIM series proper. He's taking over for Kathy Westlock, who decided to retire from the role before Pony Life began. Props to her and thanks for your service, Miss Westlock. The difference is noticeable, and out of the many decisions they've made with Pony Life, this is probably one of the more obviously glaring ones. Spike sounds more like a nasally young boy than a boy with some maturity to him, which doesn't make him pop off a lot of the scenes he's in. He's just there. As for the overall plot, it goes by quick and is largely serviceable, but this one is more based on moral strength than anything else, which The moral's a good one, but sadly, it's not told all that great. That's why this episode is only going to get a 2 out of 6 here. Yes, this is Fluttershy's coming out party, and she's probably the most different feeling of the Harmony 6 thus far, but sadly, she didn't get much of a highlight episode here. As far as the next episode to that was paired with this one, and that's why this is a 2-for-1 deal with the next episode. How Applejack got her hat back. This is one of the episodes that was shortly highlighted when Pony Life animation of the actual show started to come out. And it's pretty much about following and chasing trends and being part of the cool crowd. This moral is much more better executed here. Now, yes, this episode is actually one of the funnier ones in terms of comedic timing. And we see how the potions work again. And see that they have a more answering a question function too. As when Applejack's signature cowboy hat becomes a trending fashion statement due to rarity, Applejack tries to buck the trend and find another way to define her personality, which in turn fails with rather short, sweet, but well executed comic gags. First, as a fighter and a fighter pilot to an astronaut to ultimately a mopey emo poet hat, in which she runs into actual goth kids who are into their own trend. She decides to join the trend only for rarity to pick the new trend up, and the cycle begins again. Which it actually has a rather nice comedic punchline with the second trend at the end. This is probably the best feeling episode of Pony Life so far. The comic timing is well done and expertly executed. The moral is done extremely well, and for a character like Applejack, who was lacking in character and panache, strangely in Pony Life they've kind of fixed the problem, which is kind of refreshing to see. And plus, yes, seeing all the other members of a Harmony 6 with Applejack's hat, and how much Applejack's hat defines her character, is a nice callback and a reference to how much her down-home countryism is such an essential core to who she is. This episode takes a more lighthearted jab at it, but does it extremely well. This is the first 6 out of 6 for Pony Life, seeing that it's comedically funny, well-timed, and the moral is strong. Now, usually I don't do 2 episodes in one for reviews like this, but given this last second until the next 2 come out, nature of it, I thought I'd try it this way. So, tell me your thoughts on episodes 3 and 4, and that's how how it's going to be labeled in the playlist and properly because their titles are way too long here. Plus, I'm not the best of spellers. But until next week, or tomorrow, in fact, if I can remember to be on time tomorrow morning, I'm Nirvana Sparkle. Find peace in your own Nirvana. Thanks for watching.